Welcome back to the KickNPost YouTube channel. It's your host, Amal Thompson. I'm with my boys, Kris and Trey today. We're hopping into some AFC Conference Championship preview. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. How are y'all boys doing today?
I'm hurting this weekend, but I'm happy to be here with you
Me
guys.
too.
I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'm hurting, but excited for some great football tomorrow. Sunday, actually.
Yeah. We're in Spain without the S, me and Trey, but at least Kris gets to deal with his boys making it to another conference championship. How you feeling, Kris? Talk a little bit.
I'm
your crap a
feeling
little
good.
bit.
I should be feeling better because we should be the 1 seed, but we get it done either way.
Oh, here we go.
Who day? So,
Who day? And today we just kind of want to hop in what we've seen. I mean, obviously you guys have been the Chiefs' kryptonite. What is it, 3-0 since Burrow's been the starter
Yes,
for y'all,
sir.
right? So what makes it a 4-0 take for the Bengals again with a Chiefs team that has seen y'all this often? How do you think you beat a team 4 times in a row?
I think the Bengals team they saw earlier this year is on another level. We were just playing on all cylinders, not only on offense, but on the defensive side as well. We just stopped the Bills' high-powered offense to 10 points, which a lot of people aren't giving us credit for. Like, yes, it was snow, but how many points were they averaging before that? You got one Josh Allen sneak touchdown. Stephon Diggs was irrelevant. Gabe Davis was Gabe Davis. So I feel really good about both sides of the ball. Whereas we're going into Arrowhead, we're used to playing there, nothing new. Our boys Joe Burrow, Chase, biggest on each stage. So I have nothing to fear. I'm glad that Mahomes looks good after that little injury. I don't want no more excuses. I don't want to say, oh, he was injured. He had a high ankle sprain. Like, he's playing. He's 100%. So let's see what happens.
I know before we hopped on the call, Trey was getting into the Travis Kelce talk. Do you think that's the decider right there? Do you think he's going to get things going for the Chiefs, or what's your take on that, Trey?
I think Kelce has a game. I do believe I've been listening to a few podcasts. Shout out to New Heights, Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Recently, I watched their Mahomes episode, and I think he referenced it there. He said they have our number. He said it in the podcast. I'll send it to you guys later. He said they have our number. And I'm online right now. Sportscasting.com says since 1970, there's been 23 occasions of a team meeting 3 or more times in the same calendar year. The team that goes on to win and wins the 3-game sweep has won 10 out of 15 times to win the 4th matchup. So the numbers look great for Kris.
Sheesh.
Let me just tell you about those 10 teams who they did not have. They're probably the greatest quarterback of all time on their team. So
Okay.
I'm going to go on a limb and get the last 3 games they played. Let's talk about we can go back and give some more numbers if you want to, Amal. My number for today is 3. The number for today is 3. Chiefs won the Bengals won the last 3 games against them by 3. In the last meeting, Kansas City scored 14 points in the 3rd quarter. The Bengals scored 3. Obviously, the Bengals' 4th quarter was better than the Chiefs, so I give them that. I just believe this game is different. I think it means a little more. I think these 2 guys will play the next 2-3 years, almost like a Peyton Manning and Brady kind of thing in an AFC Championship game. But I believe Kelce, Big Red, and Mahomes, I think they have, in my opinion, have the little advantage here. I could be wrong. We'll see Sunday.
I know, Amal, you have something to say. Can I please say what's on my mind? Because these are some
Go ahead.
very reachable stats. Yes, the 2 games that we won by 3, we're down by 20 points. 2 times, were we not? We were. I remember. We were down. We came back, and we took over. The last game, we were up in the first half. So, of course, you're going to have a different dynamic. You don't want to air it out the same way you were initially because that's prone to more injuries. You want to go more on the ground. So it makes sense that it was a close game towards the end, but who came out with the dub?
Bengals. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I believe.
And then let's take that. We're going against the greatest quarterback. We have the greatest quarterback.
Of what?
We have the greatest quarterback.
Oh,
Chris,
Chris,
come on, Chris.
That's a hot take.
Come on, Chris.
Last
Go
year,
ahead.
first
Go
Super Bowl
ahead.
trip,
That's a hot take.
which quarterback won?
Who won the Super Bowl last year?
But who didn't make the
Who
Super Bowl
won the
last
Super Bowl
year?
last year? Who has the Super Bowl ring?
You're right. He does have
Who
Super
has
Bowl
MVP?
ring. But you're right. He does have that.
Who have 2 this year next weekend?
You're right.
What are we talking about? Joe
You're
Burrow.
acting like they're not in the same conversation.
Joe Burrow is not in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes, Chris. Come on, bro. Please.
You know what?
Not yet.
Thank
Not
you,
yet.
Amal. Thank you.
Not yet.
He's trajectory-wise,
His
yes.
first 2 years of playing 2 full seasons, 2 AFC Conference championships, same as Mahomes.
No,
True or false?
Mahomes has been to 5 straight AFC
No, I
championships.
said first 2 seasons as a full starter.
Yeah,
True or false?
true.
And they're not on the same.
If again, in
Not
3 weeks,
yet.
if Burrow has a MVP in the Super Bowl, and a Super Bowl ring, we have a discussion, which he won't because we get the next game in a second. But I'm simply just saying to you, I don't believe he's there. It's a conversation.
It's a conversation, and he's getting there. But to act like he's miles ahead of Burrow is false. Is he a better quarterback today? Does he have better accolades today? Yes.
I wouldn't say it's miles ahead either.
Who do we compare?
I'll split the difference.
Who do we compare Mahomes to?
I'll split the difference. Who would I compare Mahomes to right now?
When people say, talk about Patrick Mahomes, in what essence do they compare Mahomes?
Aaron Rodgers in terms of throwing
Tommy.
No, give me the names, Jamal. Go ahead.
They go Tom Brady. They go, obviously, Aaron Rodgers. They go Dan Marino a little bit because of the yardage.
So these guys are, we'll say, arguably top 10, top 5 QBs all time? Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow's fighting with Josh Allen for number 2 in the NFL every year.
That's the thing.
Number 2 in the NFL.
He's not fighting for Josh Allen for number 2.
I'm just letting you know. We just named 4 all-time greats.
You're right, but
all-time great. Well, Mahomes is compared to all-time greats, not to
for 2
Joe
quarterbacks
Burrow.
at the same amount of touchdown passes this year with damn near 17 interceptions. How he's ahead of Josh Allen too? That's another bias.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But he's 2.
So who's the number 1 in the NFL?
Mahomes.
Who's number 2?
Burrow.
And it's not that far off. It really isn't.
I'm gonna disagree.
I don't think
with
the gap is that far, and also the head-to-head matchup has to mean something.
100% agree.
Yeah, especially with them coming from behind, especially with the game-breaking talent they had on the other side of the ball. When they had Tyreek there, now they're going into a matchup without Tyreek. If he does it 4-0 against Patrick Mahomes, it's gonna start swinging the pendulum for Joey, especially if he makes it to a Super Bowl twice.
I don't like that at all.
I was gonna say that now. Yeah, go ahead.
Mahomes is playing against a Bengals defense who is top 5. Burrow is playing against a defense that only has Chris Jones. So yes, it's an easy order for Joe Burrow, harder for Mahomes, but
you play who's on the field.
You play who's on the field.
I'm not disagreeing.
Exactly.
I think
that's not his fault.
Yeah, but Amal, I want to hear your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on this game, man, please.
I think the only way this game kind of swings in the Chiefs' favor is they're going to have to get outside of how they usually play. I think they're going to have to trust their running game that they haven't really used that much and use Pacheco because they do not have the weapons on offense to match up with the Bengals through the air. I think if you get into a shootout and the other team has T. Higgins and Chase, and then you're running out Kelsey and a very fragile Kadarius Toney or a very, I would say, underperforming Juju, you're going to lose an air raid race with the Bengals. So they need to utilize that brute that they have in their backfield. That man just runs with this different type of aggression, man. I don't know. I just love Isaiah Pacheco. So they need to utilize him to kind of play an off-brand of Chiefs football, a little bit more drain-the-clock football, keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. Will they do that? I don't think so. I think Andy Reid is a little bit of a, I don't want to say like he's too prideful to kind of switch up how he calls plays, but he's not going to bend or break because of the weapons he has. He's going to show you he could do whatever he has with the weapons he has. Yeah. But if I'm on that Kansas City sideline, I'm utilizing Pacheco heavily, and I'm just trying to keep the ball out of the Bengals' hands. Even if I get up to a 7-0 lead, or if they get up to a 7-0 lead, you got to trust the run because I don't trust the DBs to cover the weapons on the other side. And
Amal,
Chris told me about Hayden Hurst before. Go ahead.
So you watched last week they played the Jags. The follow-up question for you: what was your impression of the Chiefs last week when you played them, even with Mahomes being hurt for the few series?
For some reason, obviously we didn't get good pressure on either quarterback really. Our line struggled against their offensive line, but it was all Kelsey all the time. I mean, they did a couple things differently. Again, Pacheco had a great day against us, especially in the first half, but it was all Kelsey all the time. And like Chris said before we hopped on here, they have a tendency of kind of not shutting down Kelsey, but kind of limiting his damage, and we did not do a good job of that at all. Our offense stuttered quite a bit, and then when we brought Mahomes back on the field, even though he was immobile, we didn't make him look immobile. He was still able to kind of dance around and do whatever he wanted in the pocket, out of the pocket, and get to a spot. So I think that Cincinnati D-line will be able to present a lot more pressure on them. The DBs, outside of Eli Apple, I'm not really an Eli Apple fan, but the DBs will be able to cover who they need to cover. And you guys have a great linebacking core out there in Cincy too. Logan Wilson's a dog. So those are the factors that lead me to believe that the Chiefs are just fighting an uphill battle on this one.
I mean,
So
you're right, man. They got to play a different brand of football. They did improve their line this offseason and, like, passing, like, which is all good. But you're going to have to dominate on the ground, like you said, control the clock, because you're not going to win a shootout. It's just facts at this point. So against a team that has a top 3 run defense that's known to limit running backs, Derrick Henry, like, we held him to 50 yards, under 50 yards. So Isaiah has a tall order as well, but that's why, like you said, like Kelsey said, we just have their number. The way that we're built to beat the Chiefs. It's just how it is.
we'll see, though. I mean, obviously, home field does hurt. It would have been
Yes.
great if y'all could play this one in y'all stadium, but
Paycor.
Is what
Shout
it
out
is.
Paycor.
what's up? Yeah. Oh gosh. But yeah, I hate that name. But yeah, I think there's an argument to be made that if you like money, Bengals alt spread of 2.5. Let's do 2.5.
I'll take 5.5. I think a touchdown, but just to be
I wouldn't do
safe,
5.5, but I would do 2.5 easy.
I'll take those numbers for the Bengals pretty gladly.
I mean, Chiefs are +1, so I know a lot of people are taking Chiefs +1 today.
Oh, no, it's switched over. Bengals are +1.
It
now.
might already flipped.
Yeah.
Is it already flipped?
It's been going back and forth all week, so.
Let's see.
Is Bengals like plus money yet?
Yeah, it's
'Cause if Bengals
+1,
is
minus
plus money-
105. The Chiefs money line is -115, so now they're plus money.
Yeah, Bengals are +1.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It's that type of game. Like, either team can win, honestly. But when you look at how the teams played last week, the Bills' defense way better than the Chiefs' defense. I'll take it. So, compared to the Jags, who I think could have beat the Chiefs. They had a couple moments when Mahomes went out that they had a moment to take over, and they folded. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. But 27-20 against the Jags, like, the Jags are a good team, but they're not the Bengals.
Agreed.
This is true. I won't disagree. Do we have any score predictions before we hop into props?
Can I drop 2?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think, I'm going to be honest here, it's going to be a blowout from the Bengals. We're going to win by 2 touchdowns, so I'm going to say 31-17. Or
Okay.
the Chiefs could edge us out in a close one, like you said, be like 28-29. So it's going to be like a 2-point conversion because we do have different rules in overtime now. So
Okay.
I don't think they're going to want that and give Burrow a chance to get the ball to score when they would be in a position to have to score.
Okay. I could get down with that. Trey?
I'm going to go Kansas City 44-21.
Oh, my gosh.
I have the golden
Okay.
boy, the golden child, Patrick Mahomes, rolling in Arrowhead Sunday.
With who?
All
With
right.
Kelsey?
I have Mahomes and Andy Reid rolling. Again, I say when we got this pod, guys. I'm seeing the clip. Install day is today. Actually, I know Big Red's cooking right now in Kansas City.
Yeah, he definitely.
Obviously, I'm gonna give 2 like Chris just did because 44-21 sounds insane after saying it in my head. I'm gonna get the funny line earlier. 31-28 is a legitimate final score. I think the Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs win no matter what. I'm going to take the Chiefs -1. I may just take Chiefs money line, honestly, just to be real with you.
Okay.
Hey, not a bad bet.
I've got it being 35-28 Bengals. Or I got it being 35-14 Bengals.
Ooh,
I like that too.
Yeah, I just don't really see a route to victory for this Chiefs team.
I don't either. I just want to play devil's advocate.
I know it sounds wild. I'm not even a Bengals fan, guys. I promise.
I don't want to. I'm asking you guys. I'm not being funny. Let me ask you a question on your picks. The last 3 games are 3 points. It wasn't, and I'm not saying what have you done for me lately. What do you? How is it going to go from a 3-point deficit to a 21-point loss?
The Chiefs were in total dominance, and at halftime we flipped the script and dominated.
And won by 3.
You're right.
You didn't win
Yeah,
by
but it's
25.
completely
Dominated
different
one
teams
half,
now.
We dominated another half a lot better.
I agree,
and we won.
Amal. You're 100% correct. They are a different team. I 100% agree. I
It's like I just have a question for you, Trey.
Yeah.
The first time we played, you said the Chiefs were gonna win, and they lost. So how'd you feel about that?
What first time?
The very first time the Bengals and Chiefs matched up, I want to say AFC champion, not AFC championship, but during the regular
It was
season, I want to say.
Yeah. It was regular
It was regular season. Everyone was like, "Oh, the Chiefs are gonna win. They're gonna roll you guys." They did in the first half, and we came back and won by 3. So how'd that make you feel? Did you have any
34.
takeaways from that? Mahomes just messed up. Did Burrow step up?
But I mean, I'm giving Burrow his respect.
Yeah, we dropped 17 points in the second half to their 3 points. Didn't even get a touchdown.
Chase 69-yard bomb. Boyd touchdown. Evan McPherson field goal. Yeah, I mean, I thought, again, it's a good game.
Good game. So about the second matchup, when the same thing occurred in the AFC Championship, we were down at half, came back. What then?
I mean, what are you asking me right now exactly?
That 3 times this has happened where you and everyone else pick the Chiefs, pick the Chiefs, pick the Chiefs.
I'm picking them again. I don't believe you're beating the team 4 times in a row. I'm sorry.
I just have a question.
That makes me a negative Nancy or whatever else you want to call me.
Nancy,
I don't believe
what
you. I don't
facts
believe
are
you.
providing with that.
I just think I from experience, and I don't want to go to other sports because it's not necessary right now in this conversation. But even thinking about sweeping a team in 4 games in the NBA series is tough.
Yeah, but when LeBron plays Toronto, it usually happens.
Oh, yeah, that's. Again, the greatest
very
player
different.
of all time. Like you're
And that's the issue. Y'all don't see Burrow like that yet. I know I'm a Bengals fan.
Chris, Burrow's not the greatest player of all time.
But he
Stop
has a
that,
chance
bro.
to be that.
No, he does not. He doesn't have a ring yet.
He doesn't have a ring yet, but who is the greatest college quarterback on the greatest college team ever?
Chris.
Joe Burrow.
Chris.
True or false?
Chris. Burrow's the greatest college quarterback of all time?
He was the best
I'm asking,
quarterback
answer the
on
question.
the best
Answer the
football
question.
team.
Answer the question.
True or false?
Answer the question. Burrow's the greatest college quarterback of all
Are you
time.
listening? He was the best quarterback on
Amal,
the
please.
best
Amal, please.
college
Amal,
football
No, let
team.
him finish the quote. Let him finish the quote.
What I'm saying is accurate. From all the top college teams that ever existed, he's the best quarterback to come from that.
team.
And they're the best team to come from that. Am I wrong?
Best team. He didn't say career. He didn't say best college career. He said best
He had
quarterback on best team.
And can we look at the year before? He was terrible.
I'm not talking about that. Listen.
You
wasn't terrible
cannot
the year
use the word
before.
best quarterback of all
He
time.
wasn't
That's your first thing
terrible
you
the
said.
year before.
I said he was the best quarterback on the best college team that was built.
That team was loaded. They could have beat the Dolphins that year by 20.
You're right. But without Joe Burrow, they don't do what they did. They don't beat
I don't know.
top 4 ranked teams
that's
that they
tough.
beat preseason. They don't
Trey,
average
that's
a
tough.
differential
We've seen it in the
of 20
NFL now
points.
too.
That's tough.
You've seen it in the NFL now
that's
too.
tough.
If you
That team was
didn't perform in the
loaded,
NFL,
guys. That team was loaded.
It was loaded.
I mean,
and he was the
there's ton
he
of-
was the it. He
So
was
yeah,
the guy.
Burrow was great, but just the first thing you said was, before you corrected yourself, he was the greatest quarterback of all time in college.
The
You
best
correct
quarterback
yourself.
on the best team.
You correct yourself later
I
on
was
the
finishing
statement.
the quote.
All right.
yeah, show the clip.
Tebow.
Show the clip because he didn't say
Tebow
that.
is better than him.
Hey,
That's cool. He
yeah,
was on
he's
the
a
best
better
team.
career-wise. Yeah,
Wow.
better college quarterback
For the one
career-wise.
year, the one moment, he was on
Stretch
top. That's
also.
facts. And even I wasn't a believer too. It took me a little minute. But just so happened, the kid from Ohio gets the #1 overall pick and goes to Cincinnati.
And you believe that Burrow has a chance to be the greatest quarterback of all time?
I do. With what we're doing right now,
got
what
to.
we're building, we are. If we get a ship this year, we have another window for next year, so that's 2. You're right. Tall order. But if anyone's going to get that done, it's Joe Burrow. Who else? Because Josh Allen hasn't. Josh Allen is so great, but falls in the AFC
Who- but who's
Championship, in
mentioning
the
Josh
divisional
Allen?
round. I'm just talking about other people that, quote unquote, the greatest, the next up. Mahomes is there. They had a dynasty. What has their dynasty been the past 2 years? They made the AFC Championships. I will give them that. They're a great team. What has been happening, though? Like, look
I
at
just
the
hope
temperament.
I hope this energy is the same on Monday when you lose.
It will be. It's been the same all year.
If they lose, it's still
It's still, even if we lose, we're coming back even stronger next year. If anyone has a chance to be like the greatest quarterback ever, as of right now, it's Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Right now it's Tom Brady, tall order, but if any two are able to touch it, that's, come on, bro.
I
Ain't no
mean,
way.
my stance on it too is we can't give Patrick Mahomes credit for AFC Championship appearances
That's the thing. I think we can.
and
Five
losses
straight at home?
just because he has the rings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if Joe gets there and doesn't get his rings yet, he gets no credit for being in those AFC Championship games. That's the thing. If he's 2 full years as a starter, back-to-back AFC Championship games, that should start putting you on that trajectory. So I agree with Chris.
Yeah, first year he didn't get a full year.
If he makes it to the
tore
Super
his
Bowl
knee.
twice, yeah.
This is everybody. Oh, he's done. He's not coming back. Oh, he came back with 2 AFC Championship appearances. What are we saying right now?
If he beats Mahomes twice to go to the Super Bowl, that should also keep him in that range.
It's in the conversation.
I mean,
I think the greatest of all time is it's a tall order.
Want us again? But if
A lot more
anyone's on that-
accolades.
Hey, it's
a lot
early.
more-
He's
a lot
only in his
more
third year in,
accolades.
right?
third
Fourth.
year.
Fourth year?
No, it's third.
yeah, it's only third year in, so
ACL
it's
tear
still
first year.
early, like we said.
First 6 games, got hurt. Didn't have an off season. Had appendix surgery this off season, so he's doing pretty good for himself. You know, based off what he's been handled with against a team that people said he shouldn't have got drafted to, that he should force a trade, that don't spend money to get him weapons. A lot of people were like, oh, we got to protect him, get Panay. They went out and got Chase because they knew that was the key and that was the answer. And it's like when you see what the ownership is doing, what Coach Zach Taylor, who I used to hate, but you my nigga.
Ooh, you
right
flipped
here.
the script?
Like,
Okay.
No,
I didn't know
after
you
that
flipped the
Bills
script.
game, he solidified himself for the next decade. And once again,
Okay.
who they?
Here's the thing, Chris. Well, not Chris, both of y'all. I know it's not a mathematics equation for like how you build teams and how teams perform, but if a team is 3-0 against another team, and the 3-0 team improves their defense, improves their offense, and the 0-3 team, I don't think anybody would argue, has the Kansas City defense gotten better since?
No.
Those three, okay, has the Kansas City offense gotten better since?
They're pretty efficient. I could say you could
Well,
argue.
They're efficient, but are
You
they
could argue
better?
that. I don't know if it's better, but
Are they better?
They win games. In the game, they win games.
Okay, they win games, but are they better? If you put this offense on paper with the offense they had last year or 2 years
No,
ago, are
because
they better?
Tyreek Hill is probably the best top 3 receiver in the league, without argument.
It's not even just about what Tyreek Hill brings as a player. It's about how he changes how teams guard
takes
that
the top
team.
off the defense and makes you have you can't guard too much short
There's
stuff.
Justin Watson is their big game-breaking wide receiver
I
right
agree.
now.
I'm asking you a
So
question.
like, yeah,
You walk into a game 7, no matter who you're playing. If LeBron's on your team, you believe you have what?
yeah, but
You
what
believe you have
if LeBron has to play?
Don't say the Warriors.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't say the Warriors.
Steph.
The Bengals team hasn't won anything, so you can't compare those guys to that team. Just
Okay,
in
but let's say-
argument's
okay.
sake only. Argument's sake only. You can't say the Warriors here.
All right, so what's the elite team that he struggled with going up against in the East, or like the elite player in the East?
We'll say so. A champion, in a weird way. I mean, it's gonna be a stretch, but just stay with me here for a second. Right now, I think the Memphis Grizzlies have Steph Curry's number, in some weird way.
Huh?
John Moran hasn't won anything. That's their
But
They just lost to them last night by 2.
they haven't even won though.
But again, you're not wrong. We can go.
They beat
We can go Boston.
A
Celtics.
really
we
bad
can do Boston if you want
Golden
to
State
instead.
team 1 year.
You want to do Boston instead? Celtics instead.
You could go like, yeah, sure.
Or we'll go Celtics instead.
See, the issue I have with these conversations is that, like, I do know the history. I do know we're 3-0. I throw all that out the window. I look at the team that we saw last week and what we're heading to into the weekend. The Bengals are a better team.
That's what I was doing
Like,
too.
we do have the history. That adds on our side. We don't need it. That's in the past. We're a different team. We're a better team. Whereas the Chiefs, I can't say they're a worse team, but you also can't say they're a better team without Tyreek. 100% true. But they get the job done. They're the number 1 seed. Their only issue is just the matchup. When you have a mediocre defense against an elite offense going against an elite offense and an elite defense, the Bengals have a better chance of winning. It's just facts. So
That's how I'm seeing it. You guys got any props you like?
Jamar Chase, everything.
Jamar Chase, everything.
Everything.
Lord.
He's guarding.
Okay.
Kelsey, anytime touchdown.
I do think he scores this time. I really do, because he's going to
Okay.
have to.
Kelsey, anytime touchdown. I think that's a solid one.
And I think also Kelsey receptions.
Yo, Kessler receptions, free.
PrizePicks does not have it, but I know if you have real sports books, they'll have something up.
And also
PrizePicks doesn't even know what to set it at.
Chiefs money line.
Okay.
Can I get a little banner right here? Chiefs money line.
I'll put it.
Thank you.
Jeez, I'm going Bengals alt spread of 2.5, -2.5. So win by 3. Like Trey said, they've won by 3. How many times now? 3
3
times
in a row.
So
Yeah.
let's just make it 4 in a row.
Four.
That should be some decent plus money. PrizePicks got the combo lines going, so I'll take Pacheco and Joe Mixon over 107.5 rushing yards. That's combined from both backs.
That's actually
I
very
think that's
free.
free money.
Very
I
free.
think that's so free. Give me over Kadarius Toney yardage. I think it's set at 34.5 on PrizePicks right now. And then give me that free square of over 1 passing yard for Joe Burrow. Throw 25 on that. Win 125. You're welcome. Come back and say thanks after that one hits for y'all.
Come back and say thanks.
That's free money, bro. I'm out here giving free money.
Free
I shouldn't even
props,
be telling people. That's free money. Any closing thoughts from y'all boys? I know y'all got into some heated conversations over here about Joe Burrow's future.
No, I
but
love
Trey,
the
you gotta
passion,
admit,
'cause,
if he beats Patrick Mahomes again and makes another Super Bowl appearance,
This may
right?
have to be a different podcast because I feel like you can't ignore the MVPs Mahomes about to have.
I know, but
And
that's the thing.
And
It's only been 3. It's been 2 full starting years. That's it. That's all it's been so far.
Again, you're not wrong. When we talk about Mahomes, he's been starting for 5 years. He's been in 5 straight home AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say Andy Reid is a better coach than Zach Taylor?
You probably have
Yes,
Okay.
I would say that.
Let's do that right there. Andy Reid's a better coach than Zach Taylor. Would you say that the supporting cast on the coaching staff as well has been better than what's been in Cincy? I would say Eric Bieniemy has been perennial
from what I've
head
heard from
coach.
different podcasts, Bieniemy's just a black guy with paper in his hand. Andy Reid's running the show. So yeah, I agree with you.
Come on now. That's not fair to him.
It's
bro.
the truth.
I know, that's not
Rashawn
fair to him.
McCoy. And the shady lie. The shady lie.
Rashawn McCoy.
Shady's from Philly. Shady's not a liar.
Shady's wild. Shady be wilding sometimes. Crazy work.
Crazy work, Amal. Shady gives out crazy work.
Nah. Shady does give out crazy work. I love Shady. Anyway, and I would also argue that all these factors tied into one, the Chiefs have had a more stable organization that kind of bred Patrick Mahomes before he was where he needed to start. They didn't just drop him in and say go.
Yeah, they had Alex Smith
So, like,
for a little bit.
1 year.
Yeah. Bengals didn't get that. I mean, Joey didn't get that 1 year, and he didn't even have the support cast from the jump.
I mean,
so
the fact is, going to be the number one pick. You're going to play game one no matter what as a quarterback. What are we talking about?
I know. But I'm just saying, give him some time. We're saying 5.
Burrow's great.
Burrow's
Burrow's the number 2 quarterback in the league. I think Burrow's phenomenal. The gap for me and Patty is just.
Like, it's just going to take time. Like you said,
I think the
Mahomes
gap is
won
like
the 5
that.
straight
I don't think the gap
championships.
is whatever you showed, which I'm pretty sure it's
Okay,
this.
so let's just say
But,
shits and giggles them all. He wins MVP this next week. Beats them
Who should do
Sunday.
it?
Mahomes beats them Sunday. Wins MVP next weekend. Beats the Niners/Eagles in the Super Bowl. Wins the Super Bowl MVP again. Is the gap bigger then or no?
It's ginormously big. Yeah, you're right. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Against
If
a
he
Bengals team that was
beats
hot
the
that he beat
Bengals
against a Philly team
and then
that's
he
stacked.
beats either of those teams, yeah.
It's the number 1 ranked.
Both those
49ers.
teams.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why
Yeah.
once Burrow does that, he's in the discussion. Because you're right. It's a tall order. It's a lot.
It is a tall
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, we gotta wait for it to play out. But we got 2 Bengals money lines on this pod, right?
Yeah.
2 Bengals money line and 1 Chiefs money line.
Sir.
We might have to come back and apologize to Trey after this one.
Might. Or you know what? I might be looking
Might.
shit.
Hey, I think we should watch.
Might.
I think we should figure out guys how to watch the game on a live stream or something together on Sunday. I'll get him a Mahomes
I
jersey.
know I'm gonna be at work.
I think I work
I
too,
know I'm gonna be at work.
Oh, I'll be at your job, Chris. I will be there. Don't you worry. I will be at your job, Chris. I will be there with my
That's a fact.
Chiefs jersey on.
I know we said
God.
8 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, we'll be in the group chat. We'll definitely have to talk about how things are playing out for these boys. We'll be in the group chat.
Here we
But
are.
yeah.
Chop this one up a little
Until
bit.
the next one, we're gonna go ahead and close this one out. I know, Chris, you got your who day.
Always.
Go ahead, close us out real quick. What's your final takes on your boys?
You got rent due? You know what to do.
Oh.
That's it. That's all I got.
This man went with the arrowhead chair. All right, we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Y'all have a good one.